Your sins are forgiven, my son.
I thought only God could do that.
Since its release, millions of U.S. moviegoers have already flocked to the gospel movie, Son of God.
Are you the Son of God?
A decade ago, the blockbuster Passion of the Christ spread the story of Jesus around the world. You may not realize it, but the movie Son of God was filmed in Morocco, and Mel Gibson shot The Passion of the Christ in Italy. But recently, more projects with a biblical theme have come back here to the land of the Bible.
My name is Yesido.
Yesido, a new children's animated series inspired by the lead writer's trip to the Galilee, Father of Lights, a documentary shot in part within Israel, and the series Steve's Trek to the Holy Land are all recent examples of projects shot in Israel.
You could say I'm a modern-day nomad.
They do not frame their doings to turn unto their God.
Another major example was the 2012 movie release Amazing Love, now on DVD, that did well in both the church and secular markets.
Hearken, you house of Israel. Give ear, O you house of the king, for judgment is toward you. I know Ephraim, and Israel is not hid from me.
The movie tells the story about the prophet Hosea and his unfaithful wife, Gomer.
He speaks of prostitution while his own wife is a harlot.
The film was shot in the center of the modern-day city of Nazareth and in a recreation of what Nazareth would have looked like 2,000 years ago, called Nazareth Village.
Shooting here in the village, the sets speak for themselves. Really, the facility here to be able to shoot real stones and real mud, things that were built together by hand and hewn out of rock by guys with chisels that we meet, you know, and nothing here is not authentic. Everything here was made the same way it would have been 2,000 years ago.
Kevin Downs, who starred in the movie Courageous, directed Amazing Love. When he first came to Israel, he started to dream.
As a filmmaker, my mind started to spin, and I started thinking, man, could you shoot a movie here? Could you make a story here? Because it would be so impactful.
Downs discovered the joy of making a movie in the land where Jesus walked.
And so it actually was my life's passion. So when we shot our first shot on the shores of the Sea of Galilee, it was like 6:48 a.m. I remember the time. And I sat there and a tear came down my cheek because I felt like it was a dream come true from now, I think, 19 years or so that I've been doing this. And it's like I'm now filming a movie, you know, right where Jesus walked, right in God's holy land.
You know, the one line that just keeps coming to mind, I've heard over and over and over, is life-changing.
Downs got help for the movie from Gary Beyer. Beyer and his wife Cindy started Writers Gathering, an organization to bring filmmakers and storytellers to Israel, what they call the cradle of creativity.
We bring them here in hopes that we feed that well from which they write, or they will decide, I'm going to bring my film here and do that. And that has actually grown to the points to where writers now are bringing their films here. And this is a place where we host them here, a place of stories. We'll scout for them. They'll shoot either along here in the Golan North Shore, or they'll go to Nazareth, to the old restored village of Nazareth. So it's a great place to capture story.
But what about the dangers of filming in Israel?
It's strange at first when you think about shooting in Israel, because you read the news, or you think, you know, it must be high tension there, or it'd be this crazy place you wouldn't want to come to and be dealing with all this stuff. And it's really not that. From the moment I got off the plane, I was like, what's all the, you know, really? This is beautiful. Like, why didn't I come here on vacation?
Downs hopes to shoot another film in Israel and has a message for other filmmakers.
Every filmmaker in our space has got a Bible story in the back of their mind, and I'm going to encourage them to, you know what, pray about it and seek God's guidance to maybe bring you over here.
Chris Mitchell, Nazareth Village, Israel.